Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Running, jumping, music bumping. Catch me creeping through the cut. Fire burning from my junk, smoking out while pulling stunts. I won't stop, so don't confront. Too much about to be a grunt. Watch my back and off the front. You drop it off, I pick it up. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Running, jumping, music bumping. Catch me creeping through the cut. Busters trying to stop Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous. Cutting game just like a Ginsu. Funk inside my evil thoughts. I'm waiting on the money drop. Running, jumping, music bumping. Catch me creeping through the cut.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Peter said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
And FBI agents arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us.
Hold on, I gotta fucking take his thing. So, what the fuck do you have on your head?
You would think
Can you lower yourself a little bit just to fucking show because it's like dark? Is that a bonnet?
You know, you would have thought the last straw for me would have been when that fucking Ukrainian girl jumped in front of my bro's knife, but it wasn't. It wasn't when Austin fucking Metcalf and his evil twin brother had to gang up on my boy Free Carmelo. But the final straw for me was when Jake fucking white supremacist Lang shows up at our BET Awards, calling out black parents, all right, or parent, sorry, and having an ankle monitor on his fucking ankle.
Does he have an ankle monitor?
In the photos, he has an ankle monitor on. How embarrassing Not a W for white people. I'm switching sides. I stand in solidarity with my black oppressed brothers and sisters, and I'm going to stand against bigots like you and white supremacists like you and Jake Lang. That's all there is to it. Free Carmelo.
The fact that he had an ankle monitor probably would put him on the opposite side of that protest.
Yeah.
Like he would be protesting people doing these things. And I'm sure the people that attacked him also have an ankle monitor.
I actually ordered a fake ankle monitor from Temu to just have it on to stand in solidarity with my brothers across this once great nation.
I can't fucking believe you're wearing a bonnet. You actually bought, so the story behind the bonnet is like, since we came back from Belfast, you immediately got home and sent a picture of that. Did you order that bonnet while we were in Belfast?
I wish that I could claim that. So my life partner, my best friend, my woman, she knows that I've always wanted a bonnet to stand in solidarity with my black brothers. And she found one while shopping and purchased it for me just for this moment. Yes. Love you, baby.
Love you, baby.
I'm going to knock you up and go get milk and never come back.
Yeah. Patty, speaking of Belfast, Patty, you're Irish. You're part Irish, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Are you?
Yeah.
Have you ever been
that
to?
supposed to mean?
What part of Ireland are you from? Or your family?
I'm from the Republic of Ireland, not from the north.
Okay.
So
I had a comment, but I'm going to shut the fuck
the
up.
one's
Go ahead,
turning
go
it
ahead,
into
bring
a-
it. You want
the
to
one's turning it into a free trade tranny state, you know.
Well, wait. Did you see just 2 days ago, some dude fucking burned down a mosque?
I want to throw
Or-
a disclaimer out there. We had nothing to do, and
We were gone by
knew
that.
nothing about that in advance whatsoever.
We were gone by that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to talk
right.
about our trip to Belfast towards the end of this. But Reno has a fucking set of balls to say that you're late. For somebody that's not here, let me put his comment on the screen.
I
He
was
says, no, that all of us are late.
Well, I
For
mean,
somebody that's not here to be saying you're late.
you know, that's the thing with being in on time. That's a white people thing. Y'all do that to oppress us.
Nobody has ever been associated with Enrique and has been late because we know that he's not capable of producing children. So, you know, that's we don't
That's
have to
actually
worry about that.
scientifically not
That's
true.
scientifically not true. I thought I couldn't have kids, to be honest with you, for a while there. I'm like, God damn, these things aren't working.
Now there's 4 that we know of, and
Yeah. 4 that we know of.
we know of.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And
Well, that's
probably
unfortunate.
A couple in different countries. But, okay, so let's start with the day's news. Welcome to the News Brief by the Warboys Studios. And I am joined by my amazing hosts here, Patty, which is in the passenger seat right now. I forgot that. Yeah, okay.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I'll let him ride with it. What's up, Patty?
Oh, nothing much. I got kicked out of 2 spaces this week on X.
You're gonna start this.
Yeah. So I got kicked out of one of them because I read from the gospel. I read from the Gospel of Matthew.
Was it a
And,
satanic space?
No, it was a quote Christian space. They kicked me out for that, and then I got kicked out, for voicing my own opinions on divorce. These guys thought that you shouldn't be able to get divorced. The government should be able to tell you when you can, and I said the government shouldn't be able to tell you shit about that, and they kicked me out for that. So, there were a couple of incidents where right-wingers decided to be, anti-free speech.
Well, considering that you are a Democrat socialist, I'm going to assume there's key parts of this story that you're deliberately leaving out.
Right. I would assume you would assume.
Let me just ask you something. And again, like Belfast is like fresh in mine and Barry's head.
Sure.
This space was full of Christians, you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people who
well-
call themselves Christians, I don't believe that they're Christians.
What denomination were they? Would you say?
Oh, they were all Protestants, but I mean, I can't say which denomination of Protestant they were.
So some
they're all
dude-
Protestant. No, not Catholics, is what I'm saying.
Some dude that hails from the Republic of Ireland, the South,
Right.
is
most likely
is going
Catholic.
in.
Yeah.
Is going in and fighting with Protestants.
wondering why it didn't work out very well.
Yeah.
As if there's not 100 years of history to explain that.
Yeah. No, the thing about look, we could argue over for hours and hours about the conflict in Ireland. Basically, what you'd understand, my father was the first American born in this country. So,
like even before George Washington.
Wow.
That's fucking impressive.
No, my family only came here in when my grandmother came here. You know what I mean?
You just attribute him to the first American born. I was like, that's a pretty.
He's the first American born. Her first
fucking
child.
Sounds like a movie with Mel Gibson.
No, I'm just saying. Anyway, that's the way it is. Look, I don't believe that I should be able to tell people in Ireland, how they should feel about whether they want to be unified or not. I have my own personal feelings about that, but that's not. I'm not a citizen of Ireland, or Northern Ireland, so it's not my place to tell them, how they should think. No more than it's my place to tell people in Georgia how they should vote, or Florida, or whatever. That's just that's the way it is. So I appreciate you guys had a cool experience, in Ireland. I would just say
Northern Ireland.
Ireland. Right. So,
both.
If you would go into the South, if you go into the Republic, like you would have heard different opinions, and maybe that might have skewed like how you think. I don't know. Maybe not. But it is different. It is different, and it's not for us to tell them what to do. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I guess we could. I don't want to spoil anything, but I guess since we're talking about it, I kind of want to say that we went in there as like ignorant Americans,
which was easy to do.
Which was super easy to do.
We just walked right in there.
We went in there,
especially
as
for you,
Americans.
Barry. I imagine it's very easy to be ignorant. Yeah,
I already forgot what we were talking about.
And as you're gonna see, in our film, as you're gonna see towards the end of our film, actually, we had a rough time because of that. We had a rough time getting into gear and understanding the dynamics, because the dynamics there are there's so many things going on. Like here, it's like left versus right, but over there, it's this versus that, and then that versus this, and then this versus. There's like so many different, and it's not political. It's cultural. It's religion. It's ideology, and like people stand usually on one or another side of that argument on each one. But it's crazy to me because, I knew there was a civil war, and I knew that there's two countries, and I knew, they don't like being called Irish. Like you could call them Northern Irish, no problem. But a lot of them in the North, right, they consider themselves British.
Yeah, and I can tell you, my family, the farm that my family still, it's where we come from, where my grandmother came from. They don't like the idea that they would be called British is insane to them, right? But it's only about 15 miles away from the border with the North, right? So it's a really it's a funky thing. Like, I mean, people, it's based on religion mostly. My family's Catholic, and most of the Republic is Catholic. But I find it hard to dislike the Protestants who are from the North, because they're the same as us. I mean, they really are the same as us, and it's probably never going to get fixed. But I don't like the idea of like the IRA, was totally wrong in being violent against people in the North who believe that they're British. I mean, I don't like that, but okay, we have to accept it because people are people, and you don't want to be messing with, you don't want to be bombing people for sure, So I just think we need to tamp it down a bit,
I would say that was the most milquetoast answer I've ever heard, but milquetoast
come on,
is
man.
milquetoast is racist, And I'm not here to do all that there.
Because you know it's not spelled milk, right?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I-
weird. Like a whole Q in it and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all crackers be doing
It's actually
that.
more Spanish.
Y'all crackers be putting the consonants in there to fuck us up to make us sound like we's ignorant. So
My Protestant, Irish brothers are still my Irish brothers. You know what I mean? And
No,
whether
they're
they're
not
not.
Irish. They're
They're
not.
not
They're
Irish.
British. So
They're
you're
British.
wrong.
You're British.
wrong there.
that's okay
You're
though. They
Northern
can
Irish.
no, they can
And
think whatever.
this-
But that
this is-
doesn't mean
I'm
I
not
have
going to tell them how to think, but they better not think that they're British. Great job.
No, I'm not saying they can't think that they're British. I'm just going to say I'm going to accept you as Irish.
So
that's
Fair
all.
enough.
So something I learned, I read Rules for Radicals, and just in the prologue, it tells you that you have to be like, in order to make that change, like if you want to make a change in the Jewish community, you don't show up with a ham sandwich in your hand, or you don't offer a ham sandwich. So when we get there, like those little things where we're like, oh, it's awesome to be with the Irish or whatever, like you can't say that. Like, and we didn't know that, we're like, okay, well, the country's called Northern Ireland. We're used to hearing the Irish, and then here's another like staggering, like, I guess, like I know about the history of the IRA. I know what their political positions are, but the right wing has taken up, some people have taken up the aesthetics of the IRA. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cool aesthetic. Yeah. It's like the ski mask, the SKS, and the truth is, like, they're a bunch of socialists.
Yeah, but
right?
I have a so if I were to look at, your situation in Cuba, right, and like the reason that I don't think it's okay for people outside Ireland to have an opinion on the IRA and what's going on there and what has gone on there is the same reason that I don't think it's all right for me to tell you as a Cuban how you should think. Because I'm not from there, man. It's not my country.
Yeah.
Like, you have an opinion on that. You're entitled to an opinion on that. And I'm not. You know what I mean? And no more than anyone else is entitled outside of Ireland to have an opinion on that. So I just think we should all shut the fuck up about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that's my opinion, and that's where I'm
we
coming from.
have, so just to and I'll
Barry, what are you doing right there? Like,
I'll promote it again.
I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
He's reading Reno's comment. It was the trip, I'll tell you, was culturally enriching. It gave us like a new light, and we are going to be releasing through the Gateway Pundit. The Gateway Pundit, this is a project of the Gateway Pundit. Mm-hmm. We're going to be releasing a little mini doc on our experiences over there. So I don't want to give up too much.
Have anything to do with this?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Which sounds like a sex move. The Jim Hoff. That's what
I will say this as an oppressed minority.
Jim Hoff.
As an oppressed minority from America, when I did go over there to Northern Ireland, I don't know if it had something to do with the mostly peaceful protests that just took place, but I did not notice diversity. I didn't see anybody like me. I didn't see any, proud black colored people in the streets of Belfast. So I don't know if maybe the peaceful protests were effective and all my people just left, but it was not diverse. I did not feel comfortable. There was a lot of white people, man. A lot of problem with that, man.
Well, I don't think you should feel comfortable ever anywhere, and I'll do my best
I'll
to
tell
make
you
sure
what.
that doesn't ever happen.
You guys are gonna be surprised at like all the shit that we covered in these 5 days that we were there, and it was a cool trip. I will tell you, it was a cool trip.
It was.
But I don't want to.
Well, I think it's very cool that you guys went, though. Seriously, in all seriousness, I think it's awesome that you guys went, and that's very cool. Very cool.
We had to, because nobody else was willing, and nobody else would have been welcome. They don't. I don't know if you know anything about Northern Ireland. We won't get into it too much, but they're very selective with who they speak to.
Yeah. We had exclusive access to areas and people that normally, like, even like mainstream media outlets wouldn't be available to them. Mm-hmm. We got footage that's very exclusive. from the events that have happened in Northern Ireland, specifically in Belfast, over the course of the last couple months. So, without further ado, let's get into our first set of stories. Yesterday and the day before, the Supreme Court has brought in historic rulings in some of these cases, and we're going to be speaking about specifically two of them: birthright citizenship and chicks with dicks in sports. So I guess we'll start with birthright citizenship. And Patty, I'll let you lead on this. I don't know if you're how caught up, but you did say that you had a surprising opinion before the show.
So here's the thing. I think that birthright citizenship should be restricted to people who were here legally, right? So if a person is born legally in the United States from, a legal parent, that they should have citizenship. Now, I think if somebody comes here illegally, I don't think that it should apply to them, and I think that they should not get citizenship. Now, what really needs to happen here is that Congress needs to go ahead and pass a law that says exactly what I just said, right? So that you can't just show up in the country illegally, have a child, and and that child is a citizen. And I think it would be a good idea, and I think maybe you guys would agree with this, that if you're if you're in the third trimester of your pregnancy, you probably shouldn't be allowed in the country in the first place, because then we don't have to deal with this situation, right? So we could pass laws that prevent all of this from happening in the first place. But the problem is Congress doesn't want to take responsibility. They want the Supreme Court to do it. And the Supreme Court is a pack of, I think the technical term is cunts, and they should not be allowed to make these decisions. But Congress, 435 lazy jackasses, should figure out a way to pass a law that says that, hey, you can't do that. So I'm kind of torn both ways on this thing. I just think that the decision was basically like, hey, we don't want to have responsibility for this, so somebody else do it. And I think the Congress has to do it. The Congress has to make the decision, and not the Supreme Court, because then it can be overturned, in the next court, and we don't want that, right? So we want to have laws that affect everybody equally. So the Congress needs to do it. So the decision itself is not the problem. It's the fucking Congress not having the balls to do what they're supposed to do. That's the problem.
Well, as I'm going to have to agree a little bit with my comrade Patty here, my white ally, as a member of the black community here in America. I don't have a problem with birthright citizenship until we have a bunch of Irish, English, European crackers coming over here and trying to pull that stunt, because as an oppressed minority, we have worked really hard to get the left over to socialism, because we will become the majority one way or the other. Free Carmelo. And I don't think that we should explore birthright citizenship, because the minute that Irish people start doing it, the minute white Spaniards and white Europeans start doing it, it's going to reverse all of our push to the far left. And as a proud black American, I can't have it. So it's one of those things where, okay, it might benefit my people, but in the long run, it's too potentially damaging to recreate a white America, something we worked hard to make sure is going the opposite way.
You may not believe this, but I actually really do love you, man.
Free Carmelo.
You total asshole.
I'm just saying, if white Europeans start coming over here and having babies, I'm going to have a fucking problem with that there.
Here's my opinion, and this is an opinion of a cracker or the opinion of a nit.
Don't you say it.
No.
Don't you say it. Don't you dare say it. On God, dead ass, you better not say it. Oh, shit, he got the pass.
I got the pass.
Nothing I can do about it. Got me.
So here's my opinion on it. I think birthright citizenship is wrong. I do agree with you that there has to be like some gateway of it. And I think for personal reasons, I think the Supreme Court should have struck it down. But if you read the opinion, it is correct, right? They shift the blame over to Congress. And the opinion is very complicated. It's not just, hey, it's if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was this one. I think one of them either recused himself or wasn't present or something. I don't quote me on it, but regardless of the fact, it was a very, very broad. There was a lot of things that happened at the same time because, and I believe it was Kavanaugh. Yes, it was Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, although ruled in favor of birthright citizenship, he didn't say it was unconstitutional. The other justices said it was unconstitutional. He wasn't striking it down on the constitutional basis. He was striking it down specifically because Congress has not passed a law, to end it. He believes that the Constitution does restrict birthright citizenship, and Congress has to act on it. So again, as much as
you can
I would
hold your breath on that because it's never going to happen. Like
exactly,
not going to happen. Yeah.
Which I kind of want to touch on that in a second, but if we had a whole array of Alitos and Thomases on the Supreme Court, I think it would be a perfect Supreme Court. But again, that's not reality.
They're both insane.
Fuck that. Fuck that coon Thomas.
They vote, especially Thomas. Thomas votes, and Alito's not far at all. So no dig on Alito there at all.
Fuck that coon
But I think Thomas is fucking going ahead and like nailing it every fucking time. And so, but here's my counter to you on Congress not doing anything. Do you prefer a Congress that continuously passes stuff?
Well, I would rather deal with 435 elected members of Congress across the entire country than 9 non-elected, people to make the law.
And that's fine, but that's not my question, though.
Well, I thought that was your question.
My question is, look, so we're arguing, and it's a recurring theme here that we talk about. We're like, oh, we need Congress to act, and the consensus in both parties, I think 90% of Americans that are at least politically connected on what's happening would say that Congress doesn't do shit.
Yeah, no, of course I agree with that. Yeah.
So in the alternative, it would be a Congress that does a lot. Would you prefer a Congress that does a lot? Like if it was binary, would you prefer a Congress that does a lot, or would you prefer a Congress that doesn't do shit?
Well, I would prefer a parliamentary system where we didn't have to worry about just two parties, right? I would prefer that, but I would actually prefer a Congress that was active in responding to
passing more laws.
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily passing more laws, but passing proper laws. And I think that would be good.
But would
and I understand that can go wrong. I understand the perils of that. Like I think that's where you're going with that. Like there could be some disastrous situations that could go on. But I really would much rather have 435 elected officials rather than 9 non-elected officials making decisions for us. So yeah, that's how I would go with it.
It's such a hard. I mean, obviously, it's not realistic, but I just like presenting the question there. Oh, finally, Bobby Pickles, instead of deciding to text me and you, Patty, he decided.
Yeah, he's busting my balls, but now he gets to come in here and
he says he texted me and he said, "Fuck the Cubans and fuck the Irish."
Yeah, he did. He said the same thing to me. Get in here and I'll whip his ass for him.
Fucking wop.
Yeah. Real pain
spaghetti.
I call him Robert Cucumbers. That's what we call him.
Pizza Ninja.
So in that case, like I don't see I see that they did the right thing. I don't see Congress doing shit about it. As a matter of fact, Rand Paul decided to propose a constitutional amendment
Yeah.
to limit birthright citizenship. I don't have any. Like, if you look at the numbers on how to pass a new constitutional amendment,
No, it's
we're
impossible.
we're nowhere close to that. I'm surprised some of these passed. I'm surprised that after the Civil War, right? Because the Civil War obviously had some sentiment behind it. I'm surprised that they passed the 19th Amendment.
You
You
couldn't
know?
pass an amendment today that said
No.
that today is Wednesday. Like you couldn't do it. Like you'd have people disagree. And Barry just looked down. Is it which day is today? And I know what you just did.
I know. I was perplexed because we're talking about a group of people that can't fucking figure out what man versus woman is.
Perfect segue.
I just thought it was funny. But anyway, go ahead. Segue away.
All right, perfect segue here. Another thing that the Supreme Court ruled on is chicks with dicks in sports. So they and Alito, I think, fucking destroyed that opinion. Fucking great job by Alito. Alito confirmed that a gender is a fucking gender. You know, like if you're a man, you're a man. You're a woman, you're a woman. You can't change that.
Patty, get a
But
pen and
this is-
paper. Write this down.
Yeah. Well, I think Patty has already. This one's not surprising from Patty because I think Patty has said this on the show before.
He loves
it specifically focuses on sports and whether certain states can restrict trans. I hate calling them transsexual because I don't think that that's proper. Transvestites are able. I don't wait. Let me.
Oh,
zoom
we
that
just
in.
got banned on YouTube.
You know, we always draw dicks like that with the little. It looks like a cactus.
Yeah, and plus, I shave my
Advanced.
balls, so I don't.
I wax them every once in a while. I haven't waxed in a while. I might have to go in for a session. But speaking of waxing balls, so if you fucking chop your balls off, or if you identify as another gender in certain states, the law can restrict you from participating in those sports. Sorry.
Euro cough.
Eurocough, yeah. But here's the thing, something that I would find extremely entertaining. If they made a tranny league, right, where it was just trans cross-dressers.
Where like 3 million people, like the Momos challenge sculpture, are running around kicking a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So, Patty, I am not going to be surprised by your opinion on this, but let's get your opinion on the Supreme Court's ruling. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Okay, he's going to have to restart.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go. There you
I'm
go.
sorry. I agree. I think it's fundamentally unfair for people who were born, biological males to compete in women's sports. It's just not. It's not fair to the women who are competing in those sports. And I feel bad for, the women who end up getting beaten by, biological males. It's not fair. It's wrong. And one of the greatest things about sports is that it's fundamentally fair, right? You get to compete against other people who are in your, that's why we don't let, heavyweights compete against lightweights in boxing and stuff like that, because it's supposed to be fair. And when it's not fair, it defeats the entire purpose of the whole thing. So, I absolutely agree that there should not be men and women's sports. And I don't think that that's really controversial. I think that there are very few people who actually think that, somebody should be able to compete against a woman, especially in combat sports. I mean, all sports in general, but especially in combat sports. I mean, you get a boxer who is a born a man. I mean, that can't stand. We can't do that. So I think the decision was right. I have no problem with it.
Before I give you the mic, Barry, I think the only sport that it's kind of cool to cheat on motorsports, but I'll get into that in a second. Barry.
Well, just to backtrack what you just said, that you're going to give me the mic, I think I made it very clear that I'm tired of being oppressed by people like you. So, let's just slow your roll there for a second, brother. All right. Secondly, I think I have an easy solution to all this men pretending to be fucking chicks and competing in combat sports. If you're pretending to be a chick, then you shouldn't be able to wear a protective cup. And that'll solve that issue real fucking quick.
What if they chopped off the pork and beans? Does it matter?
I relate that. I heard through the grapevine that a good cunt punch does hurt. So I don't know, do they sever a lot of the nerves in that process when they mutilate the testicle sac and flip it inside out into a fucking smashed up nutsack skin hole that acts as a vagina? Did it still have nerve endings in the sense where a cunt punch would hurt? That's a good question. And these are all things that your idea of the trans sports league, the trans sports league. These are questions that these will all answer over a short amount of time.
What's that actress that turned into a dude? And
fucking Elliot Page, man.
Is that the boy name or the girl name?
That's the boy name. I don't know the girl name. I don't even remember it anymore. It works.
Okay, so Elliot, we'll go with it. Elliot Page. I made a comment the other day. So I believe Elliot Page not only fucking took the tits off, but got the dick. Right?
Got like a prosthetic.
I assume it's a prosthetic, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not a real thing.
Well,
So
don't know.
does it bleed out of the dick hole or the asshole? Or do they reroute it?
Through the eyeballs. That would be cool. Start crying blood.
What do you say, Patty? Dick hole or asshole?
I don't even want to think about that.
Did you hear about the Swedish doctor that actually made a vagina out of tilapia skin? A fake tranny vagina. Yes, you can look that up. You can Google it. They use tilapia skin.
I'm definitely not Googling that. In the whole pantheon of things I might Google, that is the last fucking thing I will Google.
But my question to that Swedish doctor that created that fake vagina out of tilapia skin is, I thought that a majority of women go their entire life to not have their vagina identify with anything close to a fish. And here you got this doctor making a vagina out of tilapia skin. My next question is, who would be the guy to fuck that?
Imagine the smell.
Oh, I mean, it's
Does
already.
it still smell fishy?
I don't know. How do you? I mean,
or is it leathery?
Again,
do they dry it?
More questions that your tranny sports league will answer over a short amount of time. So.
Because here's the science, and here we're going to talk about science here, folks, for a second.
Do.
So if it's tilapia skin, I imagine that it's dried like leather.
Sure.
Tilapia, but if a dude were to go in there, right, it would wet it, right. Does it retain the fishy smell after it's wet?
Does it even have an option at this point?
Do they use scented lube to mask the smell of tilapia?
I think we should read from the scripture and get closer.
Well, they do make flavored lubrications. I had this chick once that had a chocolate one. I was like, wow, that's weird. I don't remember using that, but nonetheless, it was good. It tasted delicious.
And then last point on science. So I heard that when you're a dude and you're trying to fucking chop it off to try to be a woman, and they make the hole, which I don't even know where the hole goes, but regardless of the fact,
it's a rerouted butthole.
They use your scrotum skin, like your ball skin, and they invert it.
Sure.
Right? Do they have to laser it first?
I would go. I mean, they have doctors that do vagina resculpting. So isn't the same process kind of?
Well, no, because if it's ball skin, you would have to before you go in for surgery, they have to laser your balls.
This is why Play-Doh is a popular toy. It teaches us.
Yeah. But here, I'm going to get deeper into this.
Oh, thank you.
So if I've
Please
heard this,
don't.
I haven't lasered anything in my body, but I've heard women that laser hair removal, and you have to go in for a whole bunch of sessions, right? And even when you go through a whole bunch of sessions, there's hair that pops up, right?
Okay.
You see where I'm going with it?
Kind of.
Okay, so let's say they laser your balls, right? And then they chop your dick off, and then they invert it into you.
But
right?
you
They
still
drill the hole,
Oh.
and they invert it into you, right? What if it starts growing hair again?
I'd imagine you're gonna have a bunch of ingrown hairs, and you're basically ribbed for his pleasure at that point. So,
And if you don't wash it, does it smell like balls, like sweaty balls?
Patty, what say you?
We're losing viewers here, gentlemen.
I say nothing. This is
Like I'm cringing saying this.
Yeah.
So okay, let's shift.
For the
over.
love of God, just another topic. Fuck.
All right, Citizen Vigilante.
Thank God.
This movie, I haven't watched it yet. I'd like to do. I wonder, since it's like kind of like free to air. I think it's free to air. Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
we
wrong.
should watch. Yeah, we could watch.
Maybe we should do like a viewing party where
I
we're
think so.
watching it. You know,
think so.
I think, and I have it. I think I have it downloaded onto my phone. So I think
I
that
read
we
a
could-
review and I watched the trailer, but I haven't seen it.
Classic
So-
Democrat. Classic fucking Democrat.
Joe,
No, that's
I
what I'm
haven't-
saying.
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
have an
it either.
opinion on it because I haven't watched the fucking thing.
Wait.
So I'm just saying. I
thought you just
watched
said
it.
you wrote a review on it.
No,
he
I said
read-
I read a
Oh,
review.
I thought he said I watched the trailer and wrote a review. I'm like,
No,
yeah,
no,
great.
I just watched one. And
enough.
I watched the trailer and I read a review. I don't have an opinion on it yet because I haven't seen it. So, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. Well, my take on it is it's just one more classic example of white people trying to intimidate and oppress minorities like myself. And here's why I say that, God forbid that this movie inspires a bunch of white folks like you and Enrique to actually stand up for yourselves and not allow 10 black dudes to jump you and beat the shit out of you and take your wallet. Now, look, you might be laughing, but that's culture for me, homie. Like, that's my world, homie. Like, that's what we do. And if this movie inspires a bunch of white people to say, yo, fuck that, I'm not going to put up with this Islamic bullshit, I'm going to fight back, where's the Nation of Islam going to be? Those are my black brothers on this land. So I don't really think that this movie is appropriate. I think it's extreme racism. And, again, I'll go ahead and reiterate that if you
Reiterate.
I'm gonna reiterate. If it inspires white people to start fighting back, now that's against my culture and my people, and I ain't gonna stand for that shit. I'm gonna have to start, busting some caps. That's how we do.
Bonnet Barry.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said, Barry. Reiterate.
You
I don't think that was. I don't think that was in character. I think he genuinely fucked that up.
He genuinely can't say reiterate. Yeah.
reiterate.
Yeah. So this movie, what's crazy to me, it was filmed in Germany. It has a little bit of B-rated filming, like from the trailer that I saw, but it looks like genuinely a good movie. But in the country where it was filmed, it's banned. Like they can't show it in theaters. I don't know if it's legal to like watch it in your house, which seems crazy to me that a country can do that.
What we just witnessed, we've seen how easy it could be.
Yeah. And it's also banned in the UK. And the reason why it's banned is because of its racist rhetoric against migration.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all crackers be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to take a look at the legalities of it. And we'll probably, if we do air it as a watch party, I think what we'll do is we'll only air it on Twitter. That seems to be the safe option.
Yeah, for sure.
That seems to be the safe option. So I guess after we get off, we'll talk about it. Maybe we air it tonight or tomorrow.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
We air it tonight or tomorrow. We do a War Boys watch party where we talk shit over kind of like what's the name of that fucking sci-fi little series? Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, 3000. Yeah.
Yeah, where they just you can't really watch the movie because they're just like fucking talking over it the whole time.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of that show. That was a great show.
It was actually really good. It's actually really good. So last on our list, because again, like we've been off for 14 days, almost 2 weeks in the news brief. Really, because me and Barry have been planning this trip to Belfast, and we were in Belfast. We couldn't do the news brief. But it is a pretty slow news day. So because it's a slow news day, we're going to bring up a topic that we love bringing up here. It's Jake Lang.
Man, I'll tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you, y'all about to get me fucking hot right now, bro. Y'all about to get me fucking hot right now, bro. For real, bro. I'm about to start dropping my dicks on y'all ass for sure.
Look,
Dicks? You got more than one?
it seems like Jake Lang is going on a national tour,
Being a hoe.
visiting like county jails. He's like a one-man rock band that's like on tour, and I think that we should make the shirt. We should make like the rock band tour shirt. I know that AP had made a graphic, but we're gonna steal it from her.
Yeah.
And we're gonna turn it into shirts, and we're gonna turn it into money.
Yeah, ever since you all two started, we've benefited a lot from that. So
Fucking
thank you,
piece of
AP.
I have the poster right outside the studio.
I don't care. I've lost friends just for liking her posts. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, he just got out of jail on a correct me if I'm wrong, $250,000 bond. And he goes right to it. In other circumstances, I would say there's bravery in that, because you're fighting for a cause. But like the things that he's like saying and doing is counter. And I know he sees it. He's not a stupid person.
No.
And I think that, honestly, I think that Jake would be an amazing voice, a person, a marketer, a person that could influence people if he just focused on his message and was strategic with his messaging. He could still do all the crazy stunts. He could still do those. But the strategy in it is counterproductive to everything. That he's, oh my God, that's crazy. We said her name 3 times and she showed up.
Look at that. Yeah,
Right? Why
that-
did he tune in?
that-
Bullshit. You've
that-
been tuned in the whole fucking time.
that's what I'm saying. That's my peoples. You say our name a couple times in the mirror, we come up like Candyman. You feel me, dog?
Oh, Jesus.
That's what we be
Christ.
doing. Yo,
You
shout
say
out.
her name 3
Shout
times.
shout out to my homie. Yo, Queen, what up, Queen? But look, Jake Lang's to go to the BET Awards right now. You can have the argument like, imagine if those fucking mayonnaise monkeys, right, had their own award ceremony. I think it was called the Grammys, but we took that shit over. Free Carmelo. But imagine if white people had their own award ceremonies, right? It would be a big funk. Well, you can't do that, right? That's one argument to be had. But to go to the BET Awards with a sign like that, and while people are there to celebrate, no matter what your political views are historically, that is just a direct antagonistic thing. And the only reason I give a fuck, because otherwise it'd be funny, if he wasn't labeled as the J6er, where 1,500 other people are dragged into that narrative. That now it's the J6ers that went there. Yeah. But I want to give credit where credit's due, not to play devil's advocate here, but to my homie Jake Lang, the fact that you did stand in solidarity with my brothers in the black community by having an ankle monitor on while you are criticizing parenting skills of other people. Now, to me, that the lack of accountability in that, brother, that was straight up black culture right there. And I got to give you props. Free Carmelo. But yeah, you still a mayonnaise ass, crack ass monkey at the end of the day, homie. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of my people's going to get you. That shit going to get real fast, Cracker. You better.
I'm going to stroke his ego like he strokes 15-year-old bikini body women here. He's an excellent marketer.
He is.
You can't take that away from him.
He's a fucking imbecile.
He's an imbecile, but
imbecile.
you could be an imbecile and you could be an excellent marketer.
Look, I'll tell you.
Two things could be true at once. You could be an excellent marketer and be somebody that fucking tries to get 15-year-olds to fucking get in a bikini and show up.
Yeah, you've seen Catholic priests do it all the time. I mean, that's why Patty went liberal because.
Look, you guys know that I go to events and I talk to conservatives and right wingers, and I don't assume anything about them, and I can be friends with guys like you Even Barry, to my own chagrin. And I can respect you guys because I understand that you have a legitimate opinion, man. You're coming from a certain place. It's not my place, but it's okay. That's legit, right? There have only been a handful of people over the last decade that I've identified as fucking scumbags, and Jake is one of them, and he's the worst. I think Jake and Laura and Lauren Witzke, these are scumbags. These are people who I think are actual pieces of shit who I think are irredeemable. Now I don't find that about you guys, even though you may have the same political opinions as they do. But there's a difference between being a complete scumbag and just disagreeing with me. And I can have all kinds of arguments with Barry and with Enrique, and we can fuck with each other. We can throw shit at each other. One time Barry actually did throw his own feces at me, and I thought that was a little out of line. But,
It got on your lip.
it happened. You know what I mean? We deal with it, But there are certain people like Jake who I think are completely fucking out of line and scumbags. And I don't accept that they're, reasonable people. And it's not because they politically disagree with me. It's because they're like completely off the fucking chain,
I don't think somebody I forgot who I was talking. Oh, I was talking to Kyle Rittenhouse yesterday, and
Racist ass cracker.
racist ass Gregor. And Kyle's like, no, it wasn't Kyle's wife. Kyle's like, sorry. Kyle's wife was like, oh, he's he's a racist or whatever, and blah blah blah. And I don't think he is. Right? I don't think he is in the nature that people are trying to frame it. I don't think that Jake's beliefs are like true beliefs. I don't think that Jake believes in what Jake preaches.
So
And I
you think it's
that-
better to be a bullshit artist than be a racist? Like, because I'm not sure which is worse. Like,
Well, I can give you a story
Well,
back in
it'd be
Lewisburg.
worse to be bullshitting about your being a race.
okay, yeah.
And I
You
think
see what
even
I'm saying? Like,
even in the fake sense of racism, because I don't want to give. I just don't want to give that. Oh, this racist narrative any particular fucking sway, but like I just don't like he goes and he throws up the Roman. I have a closed fist. He throws up the Roman in one rally, and then he goes on Laura Loomer's show, and then he preaches his Jewish roots. So it's kind of like, wait, what side of the fucking
He's
aisle
from
are
New
you?
York
Well,
and he
I
has a
talked to him.
Confederate
I talked
flag
to
on his
him.
fucking flak jacket. I mean, come on.
I talked to him about his faith in before we had that ridiculous shirtless interview. I talked to him in the Phoenix, the hotel in DC when we were all staying there, and he expressed to me his messianic Judaism, and I understood where he was coming from, and because I've studied this for a long time, and I talked to him about it, and I realized while he was talking about it, I was like, oh, you absolutely have no fucking idea what you're talking about, right? Like his knowledge of scripture is so just, I mean, it's silly. It's not even close to reality. So I was like, okay, this guy's a jerk off. You know what I mean? Like I understand that, and I don't need to pay attention to him anymore. And then we had the debate where he didn't have his shirt on, and I'm like, all right, yeah, he's even worse than I thought. So, sometimes it just gets that way. Sometimes people are just that stupid, and I try really, really hard not to assume that somebody's an asshole until they prove it to me, but he damn sure proved it to me.
I can give people a little inside story. When I was at Lewisburg Penitentiary, Jake was there too, and we were both pre-trial. And Jake did a Bible group with everybody there, and we were in a mixed population there. And Jake was doing Bible study with the majority of black people. They got along, all that shiznit. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. Not due to any kind of racial issues, other than that is prison politics. Some of the CEOs kind of hinted at us that when we get to prison, you can't be doing this mixed race thing. You can't be sitting at tables. COs. Okay. And they were trying to get us prepared because they knew majority of us were not part of this, culture. Now I am now, clearly, because I have a bonnet and I'm all about that thug life, but that wasn't the case then, right? So Jake was adamant in not hearing the warning from the COs about prison culture going forward, about race mixing and getting too friendly with other races. He just disregarded it as a biblical thing, and I'm Jake Lang and I'm a biblical person, and he actually called the black people his disciples at some point, which I thought was pretty funny. But nonetheless, there was no racial issue with Jake Lang whatsoever there, when it actually was an issue. So I think it's kind of interesting to see him go like that complete 180, because when I first met Jake, that's who he was, advocating for, tolerance and community and coexisting, so just.
Someone in my comments, and it's one of these left-wing accounts, it's called Fake Triots or whatever, Fake Triots Watch or whatever. It's like one of these LARPy wannabe.
Sedition Hunter, Timo Sedition Hunter.
They wrote under one of my comments today. They're like, there's a whole bunch of J6ers that are fucking pedophiles and got caught with fucking CSAM and shit.
Shoot them all like everyone else.
And I'm like, yeah, fucking hang them, because you won't hear lip from me, right? You won't hear any fucking lip from me for fucking go ahead and hang them, right? But when have you ever called out your side for all the fucking CSAM and all that shit? Most of the people that Alex Rosen catches, left-wingers.
Yeah.
Left-wingers, fucking trannies, and fucking
look, one of the things
gays.
I try to explain to people constantly, especially my left-wing friends who are angry about me for having, testified for you guys, is that, there are people on the right who think that nobody did anything wrong on January 6th, and they're all innocent. And that's bullshit, right? But there are people on the left, friends of mine, who say that every single person who got charged with anything on January 6th belongs in jail for the rest of their lives. And that's bullshit, So there has to be some sort of, we have to be able to judge things on a case-by-case basis and stop letting your political opinions influence what should be a judicial process that you don't allow to creep in there. It's that's so obvious to me, and it's crazy that it's not obvious to everybody. I can't get it. I don't get it.
Hold up.
All right,
hold up now.
Wait, hold up. I gotta bring this up. I don't give a shit about this, Reno. I don't care.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of things I care about.
You can get mad at me and say something too,
Yeah, I don't care about this.
Yeah,
it's not that I'm anti-police, right? I'm not saying anything, but I've heard enough of them cry wolf, and maybe some of them didn't deserve it or whatever. But I'm not gonna fucking shit on them for having a rebellious spirit on J6.
To go back to what you're saying about, the fucking people caught with CSAM and the idiots that in the J6 community that, were involved in that kind of shit. Yeah, we have the same. There's a few of them that we've uninvited and kicked out of our events when they've showed up.
Correct.
That's all we can really do, but but I will want to touch on, as far as, the reality of America is, y'all crackers like Jake Lang, y'all committed. Y'all created the per capita system, because up until you introduce per capita to my black brothers and sisters, it was y'all crackers who was molesting all them babies, right? But then you created this word per capita, right, to make it look like it was even across the board, and that's bullshit, because it's y'all crackers like Enrique that be molesting them kids. And y'all really you don't bathe. You don't bathe. We showed y'all how to bathe.
I really detest you, and I really hope that you die immediately, of natural causes, of course. But I hope it happens today. Along with the president, I would like to say I hope President Trump dies of natural causes today. I just want to, reiterate that in case anybody hadn't been aware of it. I hope that
That's why
happens.
people give a shit. They're like, "How do you have this guy on the show?"
I just want to highlight that you told a black man that you wish he would die. So
I can't
Yes.
wait till
Yes.
Nigger Barry fucking gets the fuck out of this podcast, dude. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Pretty much, I think that we've covered most of the things that we're going.
Now he's slapping his head.
shit itches.
That's good. I like.
I got an interview at the DMV. I'm finna get a good cush job.
Fuck you, man.
I got a good cush job coming up. I ain't gonna do shit. Y'all gonna come in and get your license done. I'm gonna be like, go fuck off. Ain't got time for y'all crackers today. Ain't got time for y'all crackers today.
You know what, Barry? I'll give
trying
it
to
to
time
you. Man.
it.
Sometimes,
Barry, go ahead.
every
Go ahead
once
and
in a
do it
while,
again.
you are a funny motherfucker. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Shit.
Ain't got time for y'all crackers today. Everywhere I go, y'all crackers is causing.
Yeah, but
problems.
that's 2 levels of oppression, gay and black, dude. That's just it's off the hook.
Well, I mean, one is an impression. I'm not sure the other is.
Yeah. All right. So just in final words here, we should be done with editing in the next day or two. Our documentary. I don't know when it's going to air. It might air Friday. It might air Saturday or maybe Monday. I think Monday might be the latest that we're going to air it. Like I said in the beginning of the show, it was an amazing trip. We went over there with basic information. I didn't want to like look into it anymore because I wanted to learn along with the viewers of this short talk, and we learned a lot. And we learned the hard way. We tried to understand both sides of the argument. And we wanted to hear what their grievances were, not only with each other, but with this new menace that they feel like is coming to their shores. At the very end of our documentary, they also offer a stark warning to their brothers and sisters across the pond here in the United States. I think it's going to be a pretty powerful piece. That's why we're working so tedious with the editing. I've had NPR reach out and ask me what I was doing over there. And it's a person that when this NPR person focuses on the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. And she was amazed with how much I learned while I was there. And we disagreed. We disagreed a lot. And there might be a piece coming on that NPR next week. I know they talked about it on the radio yesterday. I just haven't gotten the clip. But you're going to watch it through the Gateway Pundit. It's a really cool piece. We put our heart and soul into it. We worked probably about 17 hours a day for 5 days straight, lack of sleep. We'd go to sleep at 4 or 5 in the morning. We'd be up by 7, catching buses, trains, whatever. I lost a camera over there. One of my fucking Osmos lost one, so that sucks. But I think we did. I think. And Barry, I don't know if you want to touch on anything there.
I just like to thank the Jim Hoff and the Gateway Pundit for believing in our mission and helping us get it done and supporting us because we couldn't have done it without them. That's for sure. And all the people over there in Northern Ireland, if any of you are watching, you guys were extremely hospitable. You really looked out for us, and we felt well taken care of. Getting to talk to a lot of those people and hearing their story and their struggle and what they've been through in life, and realizing that the narrative around them and who they are and what they believe has been completely misconstrued. Yeah. And I think our documentary is going to really show a voice of these people that I don't think we're given a fair fucking chance to speak until we went over there because the Gateway Pundit sent us. So again, thank you guys for that. And we look forward to bringing this to you.
We interviewed some really, really cool and popular people amongst in the social media community, so you'll get to see their perspective.
Good fucking lads.
Good lads. You fucking cunts.
Yeah, that's Australia.
No. That's
Okay.
all over.
Okay,
everybody.
okay, governor.
Governor. Patty, any last words for the firing squad?
Yeah, I think it's awesome that you guys went over and covered that. And I haven't seen any of the content, so I can't comment on that. And I can't really comment on, the conflict in general because there are members of my family who were involved in, on a certain side of it that, it's not possible for me to.
We can guess.
What were their names? Give me the
Say
names.
their
Yeah,
names.
right, exactly.
Give me
So
names.
Put their
I
ID
can't.
up.
I'm not gonna talk about it, but I think it's very cool that you guys went over, and it's a really complicated conflict, and I'm looking forward to seeing how you characterized it and how you did it, and I'm knowing you guys, I think it'll be a fair assessment of what's going on, fair as you can be, because we all have biases, on stuff like this. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. So
Basically,
that's very cool.
after what we just learned, Enrique.
I'll send you the rough cut once we finish it. So you
Yeah,
can see.
awesome. I appreciate
After
it. Thanks.
what we just learned from being in Northern Ireland and Belfast, essentially what Patty just said is that he comes from a long lineage of Marxist socialist faggot bastards.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Noted.
Jeez. Jesus,
So
Mary
stay
and
tuned.
Joseph, as my grandmother would say.
Stay tuned for that. Again, it'll be out in the next couple days. What else do we have? Pending. Two things pending. Go ahead.
Shout out to all my brothers at the SPLC. I want to give a shout out to Connecticut BLM. I want to give a shout out to Reno BLM. I want to give a shout out to them Jacksonville BLM homies. I want to give a shout out to all my brothers at the NAACP, Rainbow Coalition, Free Carmelo, that Arena. Always suppressing the black man. Irina Zaruska was guilty. Free my brothers across the board. West Side.
West Side till we die. Okay, two things that I have going on personally. I'm going to be pre-recording two interviews. Pre-recording herpes.
That's that.
I'm going to be pre-recording two interviews tomorrow. Two pretty powerful interviews tomorrow. The amazing Kyle Rittenhouse will be doing an episode of the MBLE podcast.
Racist ass crackle.
And
faggot.
and I will be in the evening. I will be recording with the talented Sarah Fields and her endeavors into the Carmelo Anthony, and we're
Free Carmelo.
all of her. She's been amazing. She's done an array of things, and just recently the Carmelo Anthony thing has been great.
Yeah, she's been
coverage.
awesome.
So look for those. I might play one over the weekend on Saturday, and I'll play another one the day after we release this footage. All right. So thank you guys for watching the News Brief here with the War Boys Studios. As always, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. If you want to support us, go to 1776.shop. And I'll mute you. I will fucking
You
mute
can have it, bro. It's all yours, man.
Just go to the 1776.shop.
At the American Rising store.
Jesus Christ. And support us there. And then another way you can support us is go to the War Boys Studios. And right next to that follow button, there's this little bell. Hit the post notification button so you know exactly when. We don't overpost on the War Boys Studios. Was that a koozie?
No,
Is that
it's a hat.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and support our people. We're trying to get the website up. I know that 2 weeks ago I said that the website was going to be up. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties getting it up.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Y'all need to mind your own business now.
All right.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Prosecutor said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
And FBI agents arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are